Hello and welcome to part 2 of Lavagirl shoulder armor. Alright, so I am actually starting this out by priming. I used a primer that we just had at the house. My boyfriend uses this for his Gundam models and it was just a gray. What I recommend is getting a white, and then we went ahead and used some spray paint that was a magenta. Afterwards I went ahead and did both sides here, magenta, magenta, magenta. My boyfriend helped me out because the spray bottles can get a little tiring after a while. Make sure you put quite a bit of layers on there. Make sure you get the sides as well. Next, I went ahead and did my airbrush. I actually had to mix some magenta paint with some black because we're actually trying to get a darker magenta here, and you're going to airbrush all the way around the rim of the shoulder armor. Don't forget to go ahead and do the sides as well. Like, all of those sides are going to be exposed, so make sure to go ahead and airbrush that as well as around the volcano to give it more depth. This process was super duper long, so you do have to be patient. There is increments where you have to put down the airbrush, let it dry. What I was doing, since there was two shoulder armors, then I went ahead and just flip-flopped from one to the other while one was drying, and then I continued. Sometimes I did have to pause, but this will help you avoid splotching, and as you can see, it starts giving an even coat, and as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit darker there on the angles as well. I will be listing all the products I used below, so just so you know, this is specific acrylic paint for the airbrush, and I had to water it down with specific solution for the airbrush as well. By the way, this airbrush is not a super expensive airbrush. You can actually get an airbrush for a pretty affordable price on Amazon. Thank goodness my friend donated this to us. You know, awesome, awesome, awesome. But this is how it's looking. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. Next, you're going to do an orange. It's going to be like a neon, like emergency orange, and this was not watered down. This is going to take forever. This was literally like 1-2 sprays, done. Because it was in the same area. This portion took me hours to do. I was sitting there listening to music for hours with this loud compressor. So be aware, you need a lot of patience for this orange. Because as you can see, I'm not including the entire process, but I'm trying to show you guys how orange it's getting over time. What you could do is also prime just that area with white, and then it'll be a lot easier. Next, I use Mod Podge to go ahead and seal it after it was completely dry. So you want to go ahead and try to get every little angle and even the corners. I will say it again, the corners are very, very important, and you're going to do the same with the other shoulder armor as well. And you're just going to go ahead and make sure you do a nice little even coat. Be careful if you're using a brush like this that none of the bristles get stuck on that. I then used a hair dryer on cold at low to go ahead and dry them, and because I was impatient and didn't want to wait for air dry. There was some little bubbles. Honestly, it actually ends up drying the bubbles eventually, but I was very impatient and I thought I had to pop them. Try not to pop them if you don't need to. If you see that later on they do not go away, then try to smooth them out as best as possible. Now for assembly, this is how they look. So you are going to need 2-inch Velcro pieces. So there we go. And you're actually going to cut them 2 inches by 2 inches because they're already 2 inches. And you're actually going to go ahead and stick them in the middle of the shoulder armor. So there's one shoulder armor side. The smaller side is going to be your top side. And then you're going to go ahead and measure them out to 2 inches. There is our 2 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. And the side that doesn't have the little fangs on it, which is this side, is going to be on your actual spandex suit. So this side is going to stick on your spandex suit on the corners where your shoulders are. And I will show you right now. So here are the two pieces, 2 by 2 inch. Actually, sorry, the not fanged piece is going to be there. So I am sticking that right now onto that area, placing it down onto the corner of my shoulder, but make sure to test it out first without them and make sure that's the correct area. As you can see, I'm putting it right in the middle above, below that shorter side of armor. Now I'm sticking it onto the middle, as you can see. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it onto my corner. There we go. There's my shoulder armor. So awesome. And on to the next one, you're going to do the same exact thing. And you're going to go ahead and stick it onto the corner. My boyfriend thought I needed more help there. I was like, I'm fine. And then same thing, we're going to do it right in the middle below that shorter side. And then you're going to go ahead and stick it onto your shoulder, and that is it. There are your Lavagirl shoulder armor, and that's complete. And I can't wait to bring more to y'all. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!